You know, one of the things, one of the positions you also had was Force Commander of the African Union United Nations Hybrid Operations in Darfur, last looking internationally now. I think that your heart might be breaking considering what is going on, seeing what is happening in South Sudan. What do you have to say about that situation?
Well, let me speak. Remember, you said I was a force commander. I agree that the military leadership has to do with politics, with everything, because the military itself is an institution of government and equipment and apparatus of government to achieve government policy and to achieve government desire. So, but I'm not surprised.
You're not surprised?
I'm not surprised. I have said it in several fora. Even when I was in Sudan, I said breaking Sudan is not going to solve any problem. It's going to create more problem. Because, to my mind, yes, a lot of injustice has gone on. A lot of marginalization took place. But remember that as human beings, we always create our own enemies. As human beings, we have our own interests and sometimes to protect. What have you seen in Southern Sudan? What you have seen in South Sudan today is that fight for power, political power. That's what you see. So everybody is fighting to put his foot, to say, I'm in charge, to say that I will drive it and my interests, instead of looking at it holistically. What are the compromises? What do we give and take? What united South Sudan has disappeared. So now they have created a new threat for themselves. Let me tell you a personal experience that led me to come to that conclusion. When I was in Darfur, there was a celebration of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement. I think it was the 8th or so, and people went to the stadium to celebrate. And a fight broke out because of which ethnic group will come out first to fight, to dance. And in that fight, 12 people were killed, many were injured. Just your ethnic group cannot come and dance before my own ethnic group. That's all. So that shows you that if you remove the first enemy, within the ethnic group now there is rivalry of who is superior, not what do we collectively get. And if we push, that's the lesson for us, if we push that superiority of ethnic group, not superiority of all of us, what do we collectively
That's
get?
what I was about to ask you, if there were lessons for Nigeria to be learned from what happened in Sudan.
Yes, that is the lesson, that collectively we will gain more. Those 9 people, or 12 people that died that day wouldn't have died. What is wrong? Whether you follow alphabetically or any means or toss a coin, but let somebody go first. Let not have you that feeling that I'm superior to you, or my ethnic group is better, or we are this. First of all, we belong, we are all human beings created by whatsoever we want to say. But I believe we are created by an almighty superior God. And that we are like, our fingers cannot all be equal, but the hand needs all the fingers to operate with. If one of the fingers is not there, the hand is not complete. The action you take is not complete. You have to do a lot of improvisation. So that is what the lesson I would say.
Okay, well, we'll have to go for one part of the program now, which is the headline news. Tunde Balogun is standing by with that one, but we'll be back to conclude this interview with the General. Morning, Ayo, go ahead again.
Thank you very much, Chamberlain. Amnesty International claims it has verified a video which appears to show Nigerian soldiers slitting the throats of Boko Haram suspects and then dumping their bodies in a mass grave. It also includes images of suspects being pulled off the back of trucks and then beaten by the soldiers and allied civilian militias. Amnesty said the extrajudicial killings occurred shortly after Boko Haram's attack on a detention center in Giwa Barracks in the northeastern city of Maiduguri on March the 14th. In the most gruesome of the videos, suspects were kept to one side while graves were shown half full of bodies. Meanwhile, the Defense Headquarters has dismissed reports of extrajudicial killing and abuse of human rights by Amnesty International. Now, the Director of Defense Information, Major General Chris Olukolade, says the military takes issues of human rights abuse very seriously, and it will be absurd for the Nigerian Armed Forces as an institution to perpetrate such unprofessional acts in the manner portrayed by Amnesty International. The Nigerian Air Force says it will soon complete the manufacturing of an unmanned ground vehicle that is capable of disabling high-caliber improvised explosive devices. In the 42nd graduation ceremony of the Nigerian Air Force Institute of Technology in Kaduna, the commandant of the institution, Tony Adokwe, said the new device will greatly enhance the success of security agents in the fight against terror. He also added that the unmanned aerial vehicle known as Gulma has been deployed to the Defense Headquarters for surveillance and intelligence gathering in crisis-prone areas of the country. And on the foreign scene, President Barack Obama of the United States has announced plans by U.S. companies to invest $14 billion in Africa in areas such as energy and infrastructure. Mr. Obama revealed this at the ongoing Made in U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit being attended by 51 African leaders. The summit is seen as an effort to strengthen U.S. ties with Africa in the face of China's aggressive investment drive on the continent. The three-day summit is expected to end, or it will certainly end today. Rise Daily is back to you, Chamberlain.
Well, thank you, Aaron. We still have retired General Martin Luther Agwai, who is the former Chief of Army Staff. He's now Chairman of the SURE-P. Let's get to talk about the SURE-P. Ever since you assumed that responsibility, what did you see? How's your assessment of the entire program?
Well, SURE-P, we have succeeded in doing a lot of things. We have gone by the mandate that created the committee. But I think, let me start with the challenges before I talk on the success story. I think, to me, as a person, since I got in as the chairman of SURE-P, my greatest challenge has been how to manage people's expectations. And I think one of the things we as an institution, as SURE-P, as an organization, need to do is to really do more public awareness, and I hope that's one of the reasons I'm glad that I have this opportunity to share with you and to our viewers that SURE-P is completely different from the old PTF, that's the Petroleum Trust Fund, completely different. But most people see us as the same organization, and maybe because PTF was one time chaired by a military general, and today SURE-P is also being chaired by a military or retired military general, then people believe that we're the same. Completely not the same. PTF award contract. PTF used to employ people. They were an organization of themselves. They were standing, they have their budget. They decide who does what job and decide at what cost, and they pay. But SURE-P is completely different. We award no contract, and that is why we don't have a tenders board. And I want our viewers and all Nigerians to understand that there is no contract they can get from SURE-P.
Have they been pressuring you to give contracts?
I have had that pressure. Even this morning as I was coming here, text messages, chairman, we want to see you, we have a proposal, we have this. We don't award contract. We don't have a tenders board. What we do, government have that 32 naira, the difference between the old pump price and the new pump price, which is the partial subsidy removal, is what we administer.
So currently, how much would you say is in the purse of SURE-P to administer?
Well, let's talk of 2014. and maybe that's why so many people bombard me. We have a budget which is about 1/5 or 1/4 of Nigerian budget, which is 268.37 billion. So that is what we have as our budget in 2014 of P federal. Remember, and I think some papers carried it 2 days back when the Honorable Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy published it in the newspaper, some of our dailies, that 41% of that money comes to the federal P, where my committee and I administer. 54% of that money goes to the state and the local government. 5% is kept for ecological fund. So when people concentrate on talking about 41, they should also remember there is 54% somewhere.